Dear brothers and sisters, today we heard the genealogy of Jesus Christ. Today being the Sunday before Nativity, the Church always reads the first chapter of Matthew to show us the genealogy of Christ. It's quite a long list. Many names are unfamiliar. But as we glance through the Old Testament and see who some of these people are, we see both very strong, faithful believers, and we see in that list people who have fallen away, who have committed terrible sins. Everyone in that list is not a saint. Many of them are very far from holiness. And these people are part of the family tree of Jesus Christ. Hard to believe, isn't it? Especially when we understand that his mother, the ever virgin, all pure, Mary, who is without personal sin, and her parents, very pious, believing, Joachim and Anna. It's hard for us to comprehend how this could be. But this shows exactly the depths of God's mercy. God could have easily saved us from afar. He could have easily waved his hand and wiped away our sins. He could have easily, from the distance, looked down upon us and have mercy on us. But no, out of his immeasurable love for us, he comes down into this world, into this sinful world that we made it into, to be with us, to take upon himself our fallen human nature. Today, in addition to reading this genealogy, we also remember the Holy Fathers. We remember some of those people in the genealogy we heard today, some of them who were saints, who were faithful. And these hymns that we sang last night during the Vespers gives us a good tone, a good understanding of what today is really all about. From the Vesper service, these two hymns I like to read. Unto the ends of the earth hath the memory of the forefathers been manifest, as truly filled with light, and shining with rays of grace. For Christ, the radiant sun, shining from afar on high, doth lead forth an assembly of stars, which shineth with him. And in the midst of Bethlehem, a nativity is shown to be that of God and man. Therefore, piously clapping our hands, with faith let us all join chorus before the feast, to utter praise unto his nativity. One of the things that's remarkable about this particular hymn is the thought of these forefathers seeing the light of Christ from a distance, from afar. They see the shining rays of grace, shining from afar on high. And also the next one, rejoicing today, Adam is adorned with the glory of divine communion, as the foundation and confirmation of the wise forefathers. And with him Abel doth leap for joy, and Enoch is glad, and Seth danceth together with Noah. The all-praised Abraham doth chant with the patriarchs, and from on high Melchizedek doth behold a birth wherein a father had no part. Wherefore, celebrating the divine memory of the forefathers of Christ, we beseech him that our souls be saved. And here we see the manifestation of great faith realized in these holy men, these people of Abel, Enoch, and Noah, Abraham, the patriarchs, showing great faith. Abraham received just a promise that his descendants would number more than the stars in the sky. Adam, after the fall, received a prophecy that God will overcome sin. And the other holy men and women of the Old Testament maybe heard words of prophets, maybe had visions, but these were all just foreshadows of what was to come. They saw the light of Christ from afar, and they yet believed. And their faith was so strong, as we heard in today's epistle to the Hebrews, that with faith they subdued kingdoms, they subdued lions, they overcame all kinds of adversity by faith. Faith in a promise that they would receive. Faith in the light that they saw from afar. How blessed we are, brothers and sisters. How blessed we are, because the light has already come into the world. Christ has already taken flesh, taken upon himself our fallen human nature. We have before us his divine revelation. We don't have to wait for a promise. We don't have to wait for the realization of the prophecies, for he is here. He has come into the world. And even more so, we are called by faith to accomplish great things. We have, for an example, all of these forefathers, the fathers whom we remember today. Their faith in something that was yet still very much afar from them moved them to do great things. And let us, brothers and sisters, by faith accomplish great things with the help of the grace of God, with the help of the mysteries of the church, the body and blood of Christ. We have seen the true light. We have received the heavenly Spirit. We have found the true faith. We sing this at every divine liturgy after communion. We have already received everything that we need. Let us not despair. Let us not get caught up in the vanity of this world. Let us not be led astray by all the attachments and attractiveness of this earthly life. Let us focus on what is real, not transitory or a shadow. Let us hold on to what is firm and stable, and not something that eventually turns to dust. Let us accomplish great things by faith. For we are about to celebrate the great feast of the Nativity, God coming into this world to be with us, not to accept us as we are, not to accept us in our sinfulness, but to raise us up, to change us, to make us partakers of his divine nature. St. Peter in his epistles says, we are to be partakers of the divine nature. We are to be raised up to the high dignity to commune with God, to cast off earthly cares and not be led astray by falsehood or vanities. God comes into this world to change us and to be with us. So let us, brothers and sisters, contemplate today on the family tree of Jesus. Yes, His family tree is filled with both righteous and very unrighteous, meaning he comes into this world to save everyone, the righteous and the sinners. Let us become worthy members of his family tree, for we are now members of the church, members of the body of Christ. His family tree has expanded exponentially after his resurrection, for we all become partakers of his divine nature. We all become, or are called to become, his children, and by virtue of that, part of his family tree. So his genealogy that we heard today is really also our genealogy. And there are skeletons in our closets. But God comes into this world to clean out our closets, to sanctify us, to raise us up, to save us, to always be with us. So let us, brothers and sisters, worthily prepare for the coming Nativity and keep all of this in mind, focusing on the spiritual significance of the Nativity and what it means for us. God is with us to raise us up and to save us. Amen.